When we got off stage.
They give you free pizza.
Yeah,
I don't want pizza after this.
When we got off stage and there was some lady like checking our pulse and shit. Remember that? We were sitting outside on the curb. I was like, oh my god.
It was somebody's mom.
Die as this is?
Dude, that would happen.
It was gnarly, dude. I remember because they got the pizza oven in the room where they do the show. It's hot as fuck in there. You're just like.
Any more questions before the next tune?
Is Let Go like part of like the EP or future album?
It'll be a full album by the time it all comes out. Things are a little different now, so unfortunately it's kind of just single based now. Like once you release a record, everyone's like, oh, that was good. They move on so fast, so we're kind of taking it song by song. Like we'll write 3 or 4 songs, track them all. We have our own studio, so it's fortunate for us that we can come and go as we please. So we'll do a few songs in between each tour, finish them out, release one, release another a few months later, so on and so forth. We're kind of finishing the record at a different pace this time, so a little bit different, but it's the future, right?
I mean, I would rather always make albums too,
Yeah, I'm an album listener, but most people aren't now, so unfortunately you kind of got to play the game. Either way, it will be on a vinyl full thing at some point, either this year or early next year. Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah, I keep looking at the baby. It makes me miss my baby. I've got a baby.
He's about to go to bed.
Yeah.
That's
Y'all are singing that late.
Is this
Y'all
the
are really
youngest
putting to
Under Oath fan of all history, like at least live show wise?
So, Cooper,
Yeah, we'll play a song off our last record, which was called Erase Me.
Second to last record.
Well, our last record is our current record. Right?
Okay, whatever.
Either one.
One of those.
Rapture?
Familiar face, that bitter taste. She's been hanging around too long. That crooked tongue, so pale, so young. It makes me want. Take me to the darkness, hang me out to dry. Tangled in your legs, in the webs of your lies. Lead me to the rapture, set my body free. Higher than the flames, set the flames inside of me. Oh, there's no set my body free. Higher than the flames, set a blaze inside of me. There's no turning back, there's no coming down. I'm forever lost, there's no coming down. There's no coming down. There's no coming down.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Any more questions?
What albums are you currently listening to?
Albums currently listening to? I don't know. The new Child record, we've been jamming a lot.
I didn't mean to ask a difficult question.
Young the Giant, we've been jamming that record.
Listen to the new Young the Giant record a little bit.
The new Child record.
On tour, it's hard because like, is this music all the time?
You don't listen to a lot.
So like when I go to the gym on tour and stuff, I listen to podcasts. And at home, I have like 1,000 vinyl in my living room, so we listen to records every night. But like, I'm a writer and producer. Like that's my day job. So I just spend so much time with so much music that when I'm like driving to work, like driving to the studio from the house or driving home, I listen to podcasts.
So what podcast are you listening to?
I've been listening to this
Dark ass thing, dude. It's so dark.
Do tell.
It's called This Is Actually Happening. And it's like stories about like there was one the other day, this dude got eaten by a bear. And he like crawled 20 miles
bear?
with like 1 foot and survived. It's like this awful stuff that happens to people and then there's like a hopeful arc in the end. But it's pretty dark. I mean there's one like this guy broke into this woman's house and like stole her 4-year-old. They got the 4-year-old back and it scared me to death. I was terrified running down the road in Indianapolis like, oh my god. Gonna get this baby back. So yeah, I mean the over like stimulation of tour, it's just music all
It's
the
been
time,
like that for us for.
and you can't hide from it. When there's other
Half our
bands
life.
playing and
Yeah.
sound checking, you need to like secretly. There's days where I'm like, I wish this would just stop. Like I wish it would all stop for like 3 hours. You know what I mean? So it's hard to like, you know, we have a speaker, like a big Bluetooth speaker in our dressing room, and we listen to like.
We
rap
hide
music
yeah.
and shit.
Like stuff that's not around us on tour. You know, like you gotta think. Half our lives, almost half our lives, we've been on tour with heavy, loud bands. So
Please stop running into that.
when you, my guitar's broken, so I gotta use the mic. So when we're not on tour, we don't listen to a lot of heavy music either. Very rarely, you know. So,
Uh-oh.
any more questions, guys? There you go.
Who's y'all's greatest musical inspiration?
Probably Dave Grohl for me.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Dave Grohl, Trent Reznor, Kurt Cobain,
Jerry
Robert Plant.
Cantrell,
Yeah, Jerry Cantrell.
Johnny Cash,
Hell yeah.
All the greats, you know.
Waylon Jennings.
Oh yeah. Can't forget Willie.
I love Willie, but I didn't listen to Willie much growing up. My mom and dad didn't like Willie, so
Not everybody enjoyed the Red-Headed Stranger.
I do. I do now. Yeah, we're like kids of like I feel like there's 2 schools of people that grow up and make heavy music. Like you have the Metallica school of people,
And then the
and then the Nirvana school of people. So
We were Nirvana kids.
We were the Nirvana kids that just wanted to break stuff and like make a mess. And then you have the guys that want to sit in the room and play guitar for 12 hours a day. We were never those people.
We wanted to write like songs and like get the aggression out, not thrash and play solos.
Yeah,
The difference in the, and I think that's what you can tell with the different subgenres of our genre.
Yeah, if you look at like hardcore music or active rock music, or if people either came from Nirvana or Metallica, if you just distill it down. Like we were trying to skateboard and like break stuff, you know, and then the Metallica kids were like locked in their room playing guitar. You know what I mean? Which is fine, but that's just, we were like,
We're playing guitar our whole lives, and I can't play like the Periphery guys. You know, like that kind of thrash stuff, or some of the other bands that we play. Like even like look at Avenged Sevenfold. Like the way they play is a completely different style of like we grew up in that grunge thing. Like that was huge for us. Like,
I loved Pearl Jam
Stone
too.
Temple Pilots.
Yeah.
Chris Cornell.
Yeah. Soundgarden. I was wearing a Soundgarden shirt like 3 days ago. Yeah, it's good shit. You know.
Yeah, we were kind of, our whole band is kind of on that side of
The feeling of the music, you know, more so than like what's actually happening here.
Which is great. I can't do that though. Maybe if I would have sat in my room and played guitar more instead of getting in trouble.
I hope everyone is coming out tonight. We don't come to Little Rock ever, so I do appreciate y'all coming to this. This is fun. We don't get to do this a lot. We do this like once a week on tour, so we don't do a whole lot of acoustic things. But before we go, we'll do something we haven't done in a long time. Is actually play an old song. How many of you guys have listened from the beginning? Anybody out here? Okay.
Yeah,
We're gonna-
usually at the acoustic things you play like new stuff for the radio.
Yeah, you play what's on the radio, which radio didn't touch us with a 10-foot pole until about 2018. So normally we go to the radio things, we just do the newer stuff. And as you know, you guys are Underoath fans, and we got to transpose all these songs because they're pretty heavy. So being that this is a lot of fun, we're gonna end with an old song for all y'all OGs.
Any last minute questions? We're gonna be going after this. Anybody? Speak now forever. Hold your peace.
And we will see you tonight on stage at a real show at this new music venue you guys have that's really, really nice. I was inside this morning.
Y'all give it up for Retro Rose for doing this. So 60 minutes of engineers. Give it up for the Edge.
Yeah, the Edge. Thank you guys so much. This is an old song off our first record, or the first record like this. Reinventing Your Exit.
Yeah.
12th and high on a Sunday, feeling like we're bold, and we're nothing short of invincible. 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 It starts again. Can you feel it? Takes your breath away. Stop saying that we're invincible. This round and round your burning, fighting, unrewarded. Life is missing for me now, missing for me, yeah. We all wanna be somebody right now. Just looking for the exit. This is the way I want it done things. Up against the wall, up against the wall, up against the wall. This is the way I want it done things. Up against the wall, up against the wall, up against the wall. You and me on a Monday, the lines that we told. This is where we both go now. Broke my heart to feel this time. Fading now, you crossed the line. You crossed the line. We all wanna be somebody right now. Just looking for the exit. This is the way I would have done this. Up against the wall, up against the wall. You got me up against the wall. This is the way I would have done this. Up against the wall, up against the wall. You got me up against the wall. This is the way I would have done this. Up against the wall, up against your wall. This is the way we should have done.
Well, we'll see you guys all tonight. Thank you for coming. Thanks for hanging out with us. You guys are awesome.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.